When you cut SNAP, you're really cutting farm income. Say, what? What's he talking about? Well, every time you go to the Hy-Vee, Fairway, or any other grocery store, and you plop your buck down on the counter, farmers get about 20 cents of every one of those food dollars. Now, if you reduce the amount of access to food assistance, you're reducing the ability of people to buy more food at the grocery store, which means that farmers don't get that 20%. So if you're cutting $300 billion, 20% of that, $60 billion over 10 years. Less farm income. That's connecting the dots. And you know, the interesting thing about a grocery store, I think this is right, Representative Judge, you tell me if I'm wrong about this. They don't make money if they don't sell groceries. And if they're not making any money, they can't hire people. So if I'm not buying as much, it means that not as much has to be stocked on those shelves. Not as much needs to be packaged and processed and transported. Each one of those steps in the supply chain is a job. So cutting the SNAP means fewer jobs. Well, that's a lot more than just talking about whose side you're on. It's like I'm going for farmers, I want farm income. And for workers, I want jobs. Now this business of transporting and transferring the cost to the state, for the state legislators who are here, Sean, you pay attention to this. Because you're going to have to answer this question. So let's say, hypothetically speaking, that Iowa has to assume under this bill 10% of the SNAP check. You know how much what the federal government's currently spending on SNAP in this state, Sean? No, he doesn't know that. Does anybody know that?
Came up $30 million.
Okay. Anybody know that? Well, I do. It's $60 million a month. So you multiply it by 12. How much is that, Tom? 60 million.
I was English major.
Well, I think it's $720 million. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. $720 million. 10% of that is what, Sean? Even an English major can get that. That's $72 million. Where's that going to come from? Where's that going to come from? Didn't one of you guys tell me that you've already tipped into the rainy day fund 900 and some million? Where's that $72 million going to come from? Isn't 60 to 70% of that state budget public safety, education, and health care? Well, wait a minute. This SNAP cut is a heck of a lot more serious than you realize. Isn't it? Because it also means likely that the legislature is going to have to reduce its commitment to education, to health care, to public safety. Now wait a minute. In fairness, they'll tell you, but it's a tax cut for the middle class. Is it? Okay. But wait a minute. Aren't the tariffs a tax increase on the middle class?
They certainly are.
And how does that work?
Walmart's
You
going
increase, then you cut them. So isn't it like a break-even kind of circumstance? So what's the benefit? That's connecting the dots. And I suspect that if you take a look at that bill, all 1,000 pages of it, there are a lot of dots that need to be connected. And a lot of opportunity to educate people about the decisions that people are making and what they're really all about.